You're welcome to my video, you're welcome to today's video, and you're welcome to my channel as well. Those of us who are subscribers already, this is a continuation from where we stopped, and those of us watching my video for the very first time, I'm afraid to say that you've missed a lot. Seriously, you've missed a lot, because we've talked on so many things while you were away. You can see how many things we've talked on. Everything aligned red are the things we've talked on so far, while the ones aligned black are the things we are yet to talk about. So now, the best thing you can do for yourself right now, as someone who is watching my video for the very first time, is to like this video, subscribe below. That is the most important, so that the next time I release a video on the remaining topics down here, it will be presented to you at your disposal. Okay, so subscribe to this video, and also go down to the link description below this video. Get the links to my previous videos, watch them so that you can follow up. All right, watch them so that I can follow up. You understand better what we are saying so far. So today we're going to be talking on how to maximize your profit while trading divergence. This is what we're going to talk on today: how to maximize your profit trading divergence. So without wasting much of our time, guys, let's go back to the market and let me show you what I have gotten for you today. So it all has to do with you using the higher time frames to set your profit target. All right, if you want to maximize your winning rate in a particular trade, you just have to make use of the higher time frames. Now, most of you know this idea, most of you already are already aware of this, but how to do it is the issue. All right, how to do it is what the issue. You end up getting a trade that is giving you money as a losing trade, because you're expecting much from the market. You end up losing it. But there's a way you do it, guys. Much of the time, 80 to 90% times, you're gonna make your money. All right, so in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to go about it, maximizing your profit target trading divergence. So let's assume, irrespective of the time frame you're trading with, guys, move to at least a time frame 4 times higher than your signal time frame. All right, do you understand? Irrespective of the time frame you're trading with, move to a time frame that is at least 4 times higher than the time frame you're taking your entry from to set your profit target, in search of where to put your profit target. So now in this particular video, we are making use of a GBP USD, the 1 hour time frame, all right, to take this analysis. And why we are using the 1 hour time frame to take an analysis, we are going to make use of the 4 hours time frame as our profit target. Do you understand, guys? We are making use of the 1 hour time frame to take our analysis and make our entries. All right, while we're going to go back to the 4 hours time frame to also make some analysis and do have our stake profit set. So let me quickly show you how to do this, guys. Now remember, we are trading a signal, divergence signal, not just anyhow, but we are trading divergence. So we only look for a point where we got a divergence signal before we can think of trading it. So now we are in a 1 hour time frame. Before you can do this successfully, guys, you must make sure you go to a time frame that is 4 times bigger than your entry time frame, and at least that time frame must correspond. The direction of that time frame must correspond with the direction of where you're going to in the market. Do you understand? You must make use of higher time frame, and it must be the higher time frame. At least one of the higher time frames must support the direction of where you're going to. Now let's assume, guys, that we are trading divergence. We saw a divergence early morning to buy from the 1 hour time frame, and now you're thinking of maximizing your profit. What do? At least one of this time frame, the 4 hours or the daily, must be in support of the direction you're going. Okay, we saw a signal from the 4 hours time frame, good. But since we are hoping to maximize our profit, we must make sure that the one of the bigger time frame, the 4 hour or the daily, in this case the 4 hours to be precise, is the most important, must be in support of the direction we are heading to. All right, so how do we know this time frame is in support of the direction we are going? Is from our oscillator. How do we know the higher time frame is in support of where you're going? Is where from your oscillator. Now your oscillator is giving you a buy signal from the 1 hour time frame, a divergence signal to buy from the 1 hour time frame. All right, what you have to do right now is what? Step up to the 4 hours time frame. Where is the oscillator at that point? If the oscillator is giving you something contrary to what the 1 hour time frame is doing, then understand that this 1 hour time frame will not do that much. All right, now let's assume the 4 hours time frame is doing what? Asking us to sell. It is here asking us to sell. Let's assume the 4 hours time frame is here at this point overbought, asking us to sell, and the 1 hour is already where? At the oversold, asking us to do what? To buy. Understand that this guy will not do what? Really much. It will successfully buy, but on getting to this oversold level, overbought level, it will now do what? It will drop very hard alongside what? This 4 hours time frame, because now it is not in conjunction with what? The 4 hours time frame. All right, it is not. I wrote something in my book, how to simplicity of divergence, how this thing works, how to combine multiple time frame. I'm not talking on that now, but at least I will give you a clue. All right, I wrote it in my book, Simplicity of Divergence, how to combine what? Multiple time frames. It's like a mother, father, and a son or a daughter in the house. Okay, let's say that they're about to head out to a particular place, maybe for a vacation. They are about to travel. All right, and you know how kids are. They might still be in the room playing, still be somewhere in the garden playing with their toys and the rest. Whereas you as a parent, you're ready to embark on this journey, and now you're like, hey Junior, come, let's go. But Junior is still doing what? Playing. Now this Junior in this case is a what? Smaller time frame. Let's assume we are making use of what? 15 minutes, 1 hour, and the 4 hours as our what? Time frames for our analysis. Now the Junior in this case is what? The 15 minutes. Now the Junior in this case is still inside the room. Let's say the Junior is inside a room, which is a 15 minutes time frame, and is still what? Inside the overbought zone. All right, and the 1 hour time frame is where already what? At the oversold zone, giving us what? A signal to buy. So also is the 4 hours time frame inside the what? Oversold zone, also giving us a signal to buy. Now this 4 hours time frame and this 1 hour time frame are the father and the mother to this what? Junior, which is a 15 minutes time frame. Now they are ready to head up to leave this oversold to buy, but the Junior is still doing what? Playing up here, threatening to do what? Telling us that he wants to sell. He is not ready for the journey yet. Now you as a parent, do you think you're going to leave your kid behind and travel? Do you think these 4 hours and the 1 hour are going to leave this zone and travel? Why Junior is still in the house? No, they will wait for Junior somehow to finish playing inside the garden, inside the house, or with his toy. And then after that playing now is this guy trying to do what? Sell. And it will sell. After playing, it will now do what? Join mommy and what? Daddy in this what? Oversold. Now the play we are talking on here, Junior playing here, is what? Oscillator from the 15 minutes time frame, selling up here, because it is the only one contrary to what the 1 hour and the 15 minutes are doing. The truth is this 14 minutes and the 1 hour, 4 minutes and the 4 hours and the 1 hour will not buy until Junior is ready to buy with them. And the only time Junior will be ready to buy with them is when he finish what? Selling this signal. Remember, Junior is the only one giving us what? A sell signal. Mommy and daddy are giving us what? A buy signal. So Junior is the only one doing what? Giving us what? A sell signal, guys. So it will finish playing by selling. After he finishes selling and he gets to the oversold, okay, now daddy, I am ready. Is now in line with what? Mommy and daddy who were already what? At the oversold, getting ready to do what? Buy. From that point, you get a signal because it is done selling. It is not in line with the mommy and daddy to go a particular direction. That direction that they are heading, that they will be waiting for him, all right, before embarking on. He is now ready. Hey, now let's do what? Let's go. Only then should you do what? Take the trade, the signal you've gotten from what? The higher time frame. The bottom line is, do not ever take a trade when a smaller time frame is telling you something contrary to what the higher time frame is telling you, because it will not do what? It will not sell, it will not buy, or neither will it sell. If the 4 hours and the 1 hour are telling you to buy, and the 15 minutes or the 5 minutes or the 30 minutes are telling you to sell, the truth is this thing, the signal you've gotten from the 1 hour time frame and the 4 hour, in as much as the higher time frame, it will not freely buy or sell for you until these 15 minutes or the 30 minutes are in line with what they are telling you here. I hope I'm not making things complicating here. The signal you get from the 1 hour and the 4 hours will never do what? Buy or sell. If the 15 minutes or 5 minutes or 30 minutes are telling you something contrary, if the 15 and 30 minutes, for example, and 5 minutes are telling you to sell, the higher time frame, which is the 1 hour or the 4 hours, which is telling you to buy, will never buy until these guys are done selling. The 15 minutes and the 30 minutes and the 5 minutes are done selling. Alright? Just as mommy and daddy will not have the mind to leave Junior inside their house and travel out, so also with the 1 hour and the 4 hours not have that mind to buy when the 15 minutes time frame is still telling us what is sell. They will wait for the 15 minutes to finish selling and then give us the signal to buy. Only then will it now rise with this 4 hours and the signal from this 1 hour rise. So guys, I just said I want to give you a little clue on how to trade multiple time frame. This is not a video, and I'll make the video sometime next week for you guys, but for now let's focus on how you can maximize what your profit target. So from the explanation I gave earlier concerning how to combine the multiple time frame, is simple. If you're having, it's simple when it comes to what maximizing your profit target. You use the same ideology here. Now if you got a signal to sell from the to buy or sell from the 1 hour time frame, what you do is make sure before you buy, make sure that the higher time frame, at least one of the higher time frames, the 4 hours or the daily, is also in line with what direction you're going. Alright, now we have a signal to buy here, oscillator is also already here. Now what is it? Let's step up and look for at least one of the time frames that will support what our direction. Let's move up to 4 hours first. We got to 4 hours. Where is our oscillator at this point? Look at it here. See our oscillator here from the 4 hours time frame. Already we're at the oversold level. Alright, so we've gotten one word confirmation here. We've gotten one confirmation here because oscillator arriving at this oversold zone will also do what? Rise. It will rise from this zone. Alright, because the 4 hours is giving us what? A divergence. 1 hour is giving us a divergence, and before this 1 hour finish trading this divergence, it must have triggered what is going on in this 4 hours time frame to do what? Also change direction. Now already the oscillator is at the oversold level, so we are expecting something once it is at the oversold level, any time, any day, any minute, to do what? To leave this zone and go back up. Alright, so the 4 hours now is what in line with what our direction. But now getting to what the daily is no longer supporting our direction. Look at where the daily is. Alright, so we are making use of what? The 4 hours to do what? Set our profit target. Alright, so because the 4 hours is in line with what the 1 hour is telling us, we are now using what? The 4 hours now to do what? Set our profit, while we use the 1 hour or the 15 minutes as what? Our entry. Let's not complicate it. Let's use the 1 hour as what? Our entry, and let's use the 4 hours as what? Our take profit. Now we got the signal to buy where? Here. Alright, so we bought this trade. We bought the trade from this point because that was the point the market broke. Oscillator broke the previous level. Alright, this was the point, because if you know how to trade divergence, if you watch the previous video, you know exactly when to buy the market. So we bought the market the moment oscillator did what? Closed above the previous low, and this was the candle, guys. This was the candle that closed above the previous low. So we bought this market from this point. Alright, and our stop loss was just below here. You're not gambling, guys, so anytime you're taking your trade, your stop loss should be at least few pips below the swing low candle. So our stop loss was just below here, or I don't know, anywhere. Alright, but just below the swing low candle. And now we are not setting our target here, because ordinarily we are setting our target from the 1 hour time frame. See where we are going to target this level. Alright, this was a strong level here. We had what? We had previous touch here. resistance, resistance. All right, we also have another word, resistance here. All right, we also at the point you got this place served as a support, and now we had here as what, a resistance. All right, see another resistance. So this level is a very strong level if you are following the 1 hour time frame. So ordinarily your target was supposed to be here, and even if you're setting your target here, it was a very good trade because it gave you almost 1:2 and 1:3. All right, but remember we are setting our, you want to maximize our profit target, so we are not stepping up to what, the 4 hour time frame to do what, to set our target. Why are we stepping up to the 4 hour time frame? Because it is in support with it is supporting our direction from the 1 hour time frame. It's supporting the 1 hour time frame. It is telling us, okay, yes, let's go up. So now we now took our entry from where this point. This was the point we took our entry. All right, now checking back to the previous, what is happening here, guys? This was an uptrend. This was already what, an uptrend. See, price have been going up, so this was already what, an uptrend. So taking our entry here, we are expecting to do what? There are two ways to do it, guys. Is either to use the support, is either you're using the support and resistance level, the net resistance level as your what, target, or you're trading what, with the oscillator. So now, guys, I will advise you, when you're trying to maximize your profit from the higher time frames, using the higher time frame, when you're trying to maximize your profit using your higher time frames, trade with the oscillator. Well, how do I mean? If you're taking your entry here from the 1 hour time frame and you're using your 4 hours time frame as your take profit, and it is because it is in line with your what, 1 hour time frame, it is supporting the direction of your 1 hour time frame. Now see what you do, guys. Trade with this oscillator until it rises to the overbought zone. Since it is a buy trade, trade with the oscillator from the 4 hours time frame until it rises to the overbought zone. All right, until it rises to where, the overbought zone, cross each other and does what, fall. I repeat, trade with the oscillator from the 4 hours time frame, no longer from the 1 hour time frame. You've taken your entry successfully from the 1 hour time frame. Right, if taking your entry successfully from the 1 hour time frame, you've made your stop loss from the 1 hour time frame, and now you're trying to do what, maximize your profit. And you're doing this because you've noticed that the 4 hours in this case is in support of what, the direction you're going to. The oscillator is already here, they oversold, so it is supporting your what, your direction. All right, so now we are not setting our target using the support and resistance level, no. But we are setting our target using the support and resistance level. This should be the next point we are going to do what, use, and this is almost the same thing from the 1 hour time frame. Support and resistance level here, although it's a good method to use, but in this case we're not using the board. What are we doing? Because oscillator is in line with what the 4 hours is telling, 1 hour is telling us, we are going to trade with this oscillator until it rises to the overbought zone. This is one of the means I use to take profit. If you watch my first video, how to trade divergence, you get the explanation from it. All right, you hear what I said there about trading with the oscillator. It's a method I developed myself. I call it trading with the oscillator. I trade with an oscillator. If it gives me a buy signal, trade it until it buys to the overbought level, crosses each other and leaves that zone. If it is a sell trade, I will sell with the oscillator until it gets to the oversold zone and crosses each other and leaves that zone. That is only where leaving that zone is the only point I will do what, exit this trade. So in this scenario now, I'm trading with this oscillator from the 4 hour time frame until it rises to what, the overbought zone. After it rises to the overbought zone, I will now take this trade. I will now leave this trade if only oscillator crosses each other inside here and breaks this level. Because guys, see what happened here. From this point, why I'm waiting for price to break this level is because oscillator can stay inside this overbought zone and trade even 1,000 pips for you. All right, oscillator can stay inside this overbought zone and trade even 1,000 pips for you. So I wouldn't want to leave too early from this market. All right, so I want to wait until oscillator crosses each other inside here as it did here, and then do others will give us a sell signal by breaking this overbought level, this line 80. By breaking this line 80, and those were threatens to fall. That is the only point I'll leave the market. Now let's try and let's trace the candle that broke that level. All right, guys, here is it. No, so now in this particular trade, now see what we did. We traded with this oscillator all the way up here. So guys, have you seen that instead of setting your profit target here, we got information and that gave us what, extra many pips. Because this is from the 4 hours time frame, that gave us extra 102 pips, guys. Ordinarily we would have left our market at this point using the normal support and resistance level, right? But Following trading with the oscillator, we made extra 102 pips because we now took our profit there, because oscillator broke this level. We traded with the oscillator all the way to what? Overbought zone, right? And it crossed each other. So that crossing each other is when we left our market. So we left our market the moment oscillator crossed each other at this level. So we made extra 102 pips. So have you seen how we maximize this profit, this particular trade now? So now see where we took our entry, see where our stop loss was, and see where our take profit was. Forget what happened here, guys. It has already happened. I'm showing you how it works. This one has already happened, because ordinarily, see where the market was trading. Alright, so it's not, and this was a very resistance level. So you wouldn't want to ignore this in the first place. Alright, you wouldn't want to ignore this level in the first place. So we use this level, alright, as our take profit level. Not because we are seeing this level, but because what we traded with this oscillator and it crossed each other here, and crossing each other here is when we left our trade. So forget whatever happened here. Alright, you didn't leave this market too early, neither did you leave it too late. This was a perfect time you left the market, guys, at this level, because we traded with our oscillator. So we're able to maximize our profit instead of taking our profit from where this point on the 1 hour time frame. From the 1 hour time frame, we took our profit where we stayed back to trade with oscillator until it rose to the overbought level and crossed each other, and see when that, and this was the only time we took our profit, because the oscillator crossed each other, giving us a sell signal. So now we went down to the 1 hour time frame, guys, and see what happened. So now instead of taking our profit here at this resistance level here, alright, we were able to make extra 100 and something pips from the market, because this was our take profit, guys. Remember the previous resistance level, because it was a very strong level. We had 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches, and so on. So we wouldn't want to ignore this point. So ordinarily we would have taken our take profit here, but because of the fact that we maximize our profit target using the 4 hours time frame, alright, we were able to make extra 130 pips. I didn't measure it well before. We were able to make 130 pips extra, alright, from a trade that gave us how many pips stop loss? From how many pips stop loss? 28 pips stop loss. We are making how many pips total? 227 pips. Alright, so guys, this is how to maximize your profit target if you're trading divergence. First, you must get the signal, the divergence signal, from the time frame you normally use to trade. In this scenario, I normally use a 1 hour time frame as my signal time frame. Alright, and if only I want to maximize my profit, I will now go up to 4 hours time frame, and I will make sure the 4 hours time frame in my own case, I will make sure the 4 hour time frame is in support of my direction from the 1 hour time frame. If you're not in support of the direction from my 1 hour time frame, then I will make sure I leave the market as fast as possible. Alright, because at the end of the day, market will end up respecting the higher time frames. So if the 4 hours time frame is telling me to sell and I'm getting the divergence to buy, alright, I will try as much as possible to leave this buy trade I'm taking from the 1 hour time frame as early as possible. But in this case, we were lucky enough to have our 4 hours time frame giving us the same direction. So we took our trade from the 1 hour time frame and traded with the oscillator of the 4 hours time frame. We traded it until it got to the overbought area and crossed each other, and that crossed each other was the point we left our market. So we left our market at this point because this was the point the market crossed each other. Alright, crossed each other, and this was the point in the market. This was a candle in the market. So we left our trade at this level. So instead of making because from the point of entry to the point of the 1 hour time frame, instead of making 96 pips, we were able to make 223 pips. Alright, it's very simple. If you're able to maximize your profit anytime you get into the market, make sure one of your higher time frames, irrespective of the time frame you're using to trade. Some of you use 5-minute time frame, some of you use 15 minutes time frame, some of you use the 30 minutes time frame, some of you also use the 1 hour time frame, some people use the 4 hours and daily as the case may be. But irrespective of the time frame you're using to trade, make sure you use, if you're aiming to do maximize the profit target, make sure you use a time frame that's at least 4 times bigger than your entry time frame, your signal time frame, your main time frame to do take your profit. And make sure that time frame, that bigger time frame is in support of the direction you're about to go. Alright, so if you're about to go up from the 1 hour time frame, in this case I step up to the 4 hour time frame, and I will make sure the 4 hours is in line with what my 1 hour. It's also supporting me. It's also telling me, okay, let's go up. I'm about to go up, as the case may be. But if it's not the support of what if it's not the support of what the 1 hour is telling me, if the 4 hours is telling me to sell, while the 1 hour is telling me to buy, I will make sure I leave that market for the 1 hour time frame. Even I'm taking a trade, I'll make sure I leave it as quick as possible, because at the end of the day, market will come out respecting the 4 hours time frame direction. Alright, use it. Make sure the 4 hours time frame is in line with the direction you're going from the 30 minutes time frame. If the 30 minutes time frame is asking you to sell and you're aiming to maximize your profit, go make sure that the 4 hours time frame is also asking you to sell. Alright, if the 4 hours time frame is also asking you to sell, then sell with the oscillator until it gets to the oversold zone, and those will cross each other. With the moment the oscillator crosses each other from the oversold zone, then you leave your the trade. You would have made enough money, much more money, compared to you taking your take profit from the 30 minutes time frame. So ordinarily, instead of making 90 something pips, because this was the point of entry, instead of making 90 something pips all the way up here, 98 pips, because you traded with the oscillator from the 4 hours time frame, you were able to maximize it to give you 223 pips. So I can't make it simpler than this, guys. It's this simple. When it comes to the financial market, majority always end up losers. Alright, that's why they keep recording 90% traders as losers. Do something different. Even though you're a price action trader, there's nothing bad having an oscillator below your chart. Why are you having an oscillator? To compare likes for likes, what's going on. It will guide you a lot. Sometimes you may have a breakout. Alright, sometimes you have some funny manipulations from the market, but the oscillator will guide you through. It will tell you what's going on, because it will always do what it's designed to do. This oscillator is seeing now, it will always do what it's designed to do. It's designed to follow prices up and down. But I'm predicting what's supposed to happen in the future. Right? But by the time the market maker steps in, the people moving the market steps in, they start manipulating this chart, giving you fake moves. But you can't tackle all those fake moves if you don't have an oscillator below your chart to guide you. You must have a leading indicator, not lagging indicators. Lagging indicators also can be manipulated because they follow the manipulation of the chart. It's only when the chart have done whatever it is doing, only then with the moving average narrow what's going on. So you can avoid lagging indicators, but please make use of leading indicators to guide it through. Alright, to guide it through. At least do something different from the crowd. Alright. So guys, let me do a quick recap, guys. If you're aiming to do maximize your profit, it's normal to take your trade from a signal time frame, everything from a signal time frame, stop loss and take profit from a signal time frame. Fine. Then you would have made 90 something pips from where this particular one. Because from the 1 hour time frame, guys, this was the signal from the 1 hour time frame. This was the signal from the 1 hour time frame, and this was where we're supposed to take our profit. Ordinarily, nobody would take his profit, above this level, because this was a very strong level. This is a very strong level. Resistance here. So it will be mad for a trader to ignore this level and aim higher. So taking your profit from the 1 hour time frame is supposed to be at this level. Alright? But because you're aiming to do what? To maximize your profit, you have to pause a little. Before you take this entry, you have to pause a little. Go up, make sure the 1 hour or the daily time 4 hours or the daily time frame is in support of the direction you are about to head to. Now in this case, now we are about to do what? To head up. The 1 hour we are about to do was to head up, which is here, the signal, the divergent signal to head up. But we're not taking a trade yet. We are still doing trying to maximize our profit target. Now we now step up to 4 hours, and as lucky as we may have it, the 4 hours was supporting us. How was it supporting us? Because oscillator was already at the oversold level already. Right? It was already at the oversold level, and watch. It had first crossed each other here. This point. The first crossed each other here. So the signal has already been given from here, the oscillator. The oscillator has already given us the signal that hey, something is going to happen here very soon. Even when the price was still here, the oscillator has given us a signal to do to go up. right? The signal was already here. It has crossed each other. That hey, I will soon go back up. So 4 hours was supporting the direction of what the 1 hour. So now, because we've gotten that the 4 hours is supporting our 1 hour direction, we took our entry where from the 1 hour and had our stop loss where from the 1 hour, which is here, and our entry was here. Now we now did what? Waited to trade with this time with what? Or the oscillator. Now if you watch backward, nobody will, you still would want to ignore this level from the 4 hours time frame. Abi? So if ordinarily if you are supposed to set your profit target on the next support or resistance level, you would have used this level now, because this was a very strong level. But brought up another method of taking profit, which is what? This trading with oscillator. So we left it without we did not set any profit target yet. Why? Because we wanted to trade with this oscillator. So we had an open trade. This trade you are seeing now was open. It was open. Alright, because why was it open? We just want to trade with this oscillator. We're monitoring this oscillator. We want it to rise to the overbought zone. We want to buy with it to the overbought zone. We leave this trade only when it does what? Cross each other. And the point it did cross each other was this point. So this was the point we did what? Left our market at the close of this bearish candle. So that was the point. So now instead of making what? How many pips? 90 something pips from this level, we made extra what? Pips. That totaled their total what? 200 and what? 23, I think so. Yeah, 223 pips. Alright. So guys, this is how to maximize the profit. I hope I'm clear enough. Once again, don't forget to like this video below, subscribe below this video, subscribe to my channel so that the next time I release more videos. On our next video, next 2 videos, I will try as much as possible to talk on how to trade multiple time frame. It's a very complicated topic, but I will try as much as possible to talk on it for you guys. Alright, so we'll talk on it, how to trade multiple time frame using divergence. I just want you guys to understand everything that has to do with divergence. But now you can't get these videos if you don't subscribe. You must subscribe so that you get the remaining topics, alright, that I've not talked on. I will add more topics to the one I already have. Alright, but the only way I can get these videos and my teachings is by you subscribing, alright, immediately after this video, or just while watching this video. You're gonna have other videos when I release them. Alright. And also comment below the area I want me to talk on. I'm not a divergence trader alone. I know so many strategies. So any areas you want me to talk on, I am there, especially when it comes to price action. I was once like you. I don't trade with oscillator. I used to trade like this, no single indicator in my chart. But I discovered it's not helping issues, because so many fake outs, so many this, that, manipulations in the market. I needed something that will guide me. Alright, I don't think there's any of you watching this video who know how to trade price action as I do. But I discovered there's so many fakings, so many manipulations, and I needed something that would guide me. So I had to do what? Introduce an oscillator. And now I can capture many manipulations in the market. Alright, so guys, this is how to maximize your profit. I hope you learned something new from me today. If you did, fine, I'm glad you did. Right? But if you did not, and maybe you're a type that understands better while reading, I have a book on this strategy. It's called Simplicity of Divergence. Right? Also join my group. It's called Power of Divergence from Telegram. Right? Join my group, Power of Divergence, so you're gonna learn. Join other traders there who are already experienced in what this in the strategy, divergence strategy. Relate with them. It's not a signal group, guys. It's not a signal group, but once in a while we post signals there. Anybody who wants to take a trade from the group drops the reason why he's taking the trade there, and we'll all analyze it together and the see reasons to why we should take it. Alright, the group is helping a lot. It's helping people a lot. So many people have learned from the group, so you can be the next person. Alright, you can come and learn. Join my group, Power of Divergence. Also purchase my book if you think you understand better by reading, because I took time to break down the book. When it comes to this video now, I'm in a haste because I want to beat time, but for the book I took time to break it down. So you might not understand the video better, but you can read the book, understand it better. So get my book and join my trading group, so you have access to me anytime, any day. Alright, because from my trading group you have access to me, you chat with me personally and the rest. But after this video, you might not meet me again, only by hearing my voice on next video. If you want to chat with me, want to make calls with me, you can join my group on Telegram. It's Power of Divergence. Also watch my previous videos on how to trade divergence, so you can follow up. If today is the very first time you're watching this video, watch the previous video. I've made a playlist for you guys. Watch from the beginning of the playlist up till now, so you understand better, and then so you can follow up from our next video. So once again guys, thank you for watching my videos. I hope to see you on my next video, and I wish you guys a very successful trading career.